What's up? How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. How's it going? It's been a while. I know it's been a while since I've, me, myself, the avatar, your space wolf, hasn't made appearance in a while. But, having it being December and November, like I said, and probably like the last actual appearance that I did, I said that I was busy with my family, with Thanksgiving and whatnot. Well, this month is probably going to be no different, especially since I work almost a 9 to 5 job. And usually once I get home, I'm usually kind of puckered out and whatnot. And, sometimes I get the energy to stream. Sometimes I don't, but usually I try to reserve that for the weekend. And I know I don't necessarily post or like a schedule and whatnot. But I guess I can say that I will stream. Don't expect like, a exact schedule for me, unfortunately. I hate to say it though, guys, but because I work a 9 to 5 job and, it kind of gets in the way of streaming and whatnot. So having said that, it's just a little update, a little information for you guys to know what is going on with me and why, I don't make many appearances and stuff. And yeah. But anyway, guys, I think let me see what else. Is there anything else? So that's all that I needed to say to get off my chest. So yeah. So we'll go with that. Anyway, guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I made an appearance, speak, but I'm back. So as I said, I'll stream when I can, you guys, when I have the time, because after I get off at work, I'm just like kind of drained and I don't even want to do anything. No one, I just want to take a shower and just crash the F out. Okay, just crash the fuck out. If I honestly, was making money off of this, then that'd be a different story. I'd probably stream almost full time and stuff. But I'm trying to work and have a different, working on like my source of income. Hold on, just this freaking charges. And so yeah, that's kind of what the sticky situation is at the moment. But it's there's no biggie. Like I said, when I'll get on and stream, I'll get on when I can. I'll get on and stream when I can. Oh yeah. But all right, guys, what we're gonna be doing is video. Let's try a while ago. So that's I think title. Wait, Texas isn't the South. It's like, oh yeah, shocker, right? Texas isn't the South. Try to look for it. Okay, yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, that's probably it. 9 reasons why Texas is different from the South. Yeah. On. Go.
Texas isn't the South. Texas isn't the West.
Nope.
Texas isn't Southwest. Texas is Texas.
Exactly.
Long debated
Texas.
and often discussed. Big Texas and its place in America's region. Texas isn't Southwest.
Yeah, so Texas, yeah, he's right. Yeah, he's right. Texas is Texas. It's not South. One thing when you come down here and start, mouthing off or start spreading that bullshit, we're not gonna stand for it because no, Texas is Texas. We are our own state and we have our own fine line of what it is as a state that defines us and whatnot. So all this crap over here, all these southern states, Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, blah, 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 they have nothing to do with us. We don't give a fuck about them. Nothing to do with us. All right. So get the fuck on out of here with that bullshit. Texas is Texas. Mind your business. And, you're going to find out, I'm pretty sure why, in this little breakdown here.
Texas is Texas.
Yeah, like you said, Texas.
Long debated and often discussed, Big Texas and its place in America's regions is always a source of contention. The U.S. Census Bureau has designated Texas as a part of the southern region of the country. But oftentimes, if you ask someone from Texas if they're southern or not,
I mean, yeah, sure, they can, do that for that reason. But, overall, like as its people, as Texans, us Texans ourselves, we define it on our terms and nobody else is going to freaking speak over us or talk for us. All right. So know your place.
they'll tell you, I'm not southern, I'm Texan.
Texan.
Or if you ask Americans from other parts of the country, you'll get a million different answers
Yeah.
and reasons for why it is or it isn't. So what makes Texas different from other southern states? Well, in this video, I'm going to explain 9 reasons why. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe if you love this type of content, and let's talk about Texas.
The first and most obvious reason is the geography and sheer size.
Yeah. I haven't seen the video, but I know I can definitely speak on this is that I'm pretty sure one of the reasons is going to be food. Okay. Just pure, plain and simple. Plain and simple, pure, plain and simple. Because one of the factors is going to be food. Okay. It's going to be Tex-Mex. And while he's on the topic of geography, like this part over here
Of Texas. If you look at the other
is a little bit desert like ish. All right. Some pretty good mountain ranges around here. They're not peak, compared to like up north or like in Colorado or the Rockies and the Appalachians, right? Yeah, the Appalachians or the Sierra Mountains. But yeah, they're right up there. So yeah, that part is like desert-ish and whatnot. Some, I guess, a decent amount of foliage, I guess. But on like the other half over here, like all this green part is like, yeah, it's a lot of forests and stuff like that.
other southern states, they're kind of in the middle as far as land area of U.S. states.
Mm-hmm.
Larger than northeastern states, but smaller than western states. But Texas is different. It is not only larger than every other southern state, putting it more in line with the western states,
Yeah,
but it's
basically
also the second largest state in the entire country. At almost 269,000 square miles, it leapfrogs all of the western continental states and is only dwarfed by the gigantic state of Alaska.
Yeah, Alaska.
Texas is so large that it's bigger than the next 4 largest southern states combined.
Yeah.
If Texas were its own country, it would be the 39th largest country in the world. To give you another idea of how large Texas is,
Whoops.
on the U.S. interstate highway system, the exits are usually numbered by miles
from here
west
to end
east
yeah.
and from south to north.
From
Texas is the
passing
only
by
state in the
Amarillo.
union where you'll see exit numbers that reach over 600. When you enter the state along I-20, you will see exit 635 for Wascom. And along I-10, there will be exit 878 for Orange. Yes, that means that you have to drive 878 miles before you're out of Texas to reach the next state, which is New Mexico. In fact, El Paso, Texas is closer to San Diego, California.
Like around the clock trip, it's It's a day's trip, I want to say, just about, at least under 24 hours, you know, I think. Or if you want to drag ass and drag it out, 2 or 3 days. If you want to stop and see some of the sites, especially if you're passing by some of the big cities like El Paso, San Antonio, Austin, Houston, make pit stops here and there. Or, especially if you're going to stop by our famous Buc-ee's gas station, biggest gas station.
Than it is to Houston, Texas. Up next is the landscape. The majority of the South consists of either coastal plains, beaches, mountains, or Piedmont areas.
Yeah.
The Atlantic coastal states have low-lying areas adjacent to the Atlantic Ocean that eventually give rise to the Piedmont and the Appalachian Mountains, while the Gulf states are characterized by low-lying plains along the coast that give way to hilly terrain as you head north. The other southern states are very green, as you'll find abundant amounts of grass and forests all throughout the region, along with rivers and their associated surrounding valleys. While Texas is different. One can indeed find some similarities to other southern states in parts of Texas, but there are some distinct features that are Texas only when it comes to the South. First, let's talk about the beaches. Unlike most other southern states with a coastline, Texas is severely lacking in this area. Houston's beach city of Galveston simply does not compare to the East Coast or other Gulf beaches. Owing in its proximity to the western U.S. and by its larger size, the general line where the greener eastern U.S. gives way to the browner west slices right through Texas. As a result, you can find plateaus, desert valleys, and desert-style grasslands unlike anything that can be found in other parts of the South. These mountains in Texas look nothing like the Appalachians to the east. To the north, one can find large escarpments, where the Great Plains meet the coastal plains, rather than Piedmont like in other states. Plains, rather than Piedmont like in other states. And also great prairies that would almost make you think you were in Kansas if you didn't know any better. No other state contains such diversity of landscape quite like Texas does. The next reason Texas is different is due to its demographics. In most of the South, the demographics are, for the most part, black and white Americans with a splash of others here and there. The Carolinas, Virginia, Tennessee, the Deep South, especially, are all quite similar with this breakdown. But when it comes to Texas, things look quite different. In Texas, no one group makes up a majority of the population at 51% or higher. But the thing of note is that the largest group is those of Hispanic descent. At just over 40%, they have overtaken non-Hispanic whites as the largest demographic in the state. In third place is Black Americans at around 13%, followed by Asians at 6%. Texas also contains the only large metro in the United States that has a population that is majority Hispanic, as San Antonio is the 24th largest in the country, and Hispanic Americans are 54.3% of the population. You can see this influence all over the state, as it's not uncommon to hear Spanish being spoken at any given time in any given place. This can also be somewhat regional as well, as the areas close to the Mexican border tend to have higher Hispanic populations. The Rio Grande Valley and El Paso areas are of particular note in that the Hispanic populations in these areas can reach 80 to 90%, while over in Houston, things are split mostly evenly between the three groups. And the Dallas-Fort Worth area is slightly different with a 42-16-29% split among those groups. This map of the counties gives you a good idea of the demographic distribution across the state, with Hispanics dominating the southern and southwestern parts of the state, and non-Hispanic whites making up the rest. In most other southern states, aside from Florida, the demographic makeup is usually around 60% white, 20 to 30% black, and 10% or less Hispanic. And those demographics play a role in the next reason Texas is different, and that is some of the food. First is the barbecue. The Carolinas and Tennessee are the face of what is Southern barbecue, but Texas, of course, has its own barbecue. With Southern barbecue from the Carolinas and Memphis, pork is the primary meat. It consists of pork shoulders and baby back ribs. It is served pulled shredded, or chopped, but sometimes sliced. It may also be rubbed with a spice mixture before smoking and mocked with a spice and vinegar liquid during smoking. There can be more regional differences between Eastern and Central North Carolina as well as South Carolina, but that's the general style. While Texas barbecue uses beef as the primary meat, and beef briskets and beef ribs are the primary dishes. Texas barbecue is cooked until it is falling off the bone and uses a sweet tomato based sauce. What you can also find in Texas that isn't found in any other southern state is authentic Tex-Mex food. Well, like the name says, Tex-Mex is a type of Mexican food from Texas. Though it can be considered foreign food, it was in fact born right here in Texas. So one could say that Tex-Mex is American Mexican food. And according to Twisted Taco, this term used to describe American Mexican food was first introduced in Texas. Residents of the state enjoyed their Mexican dishes and began making them at home with the food that they had access to, such as beef and flour. The Mexican restaurants in Texas started adding more ingredients preferred by Texans to accommodate their taste, resulting in what we call today Tex-Mex. Examples of Tex-Mex food resulting in what we call today Tex-Mex. Examples of Tex-Mex food include fajitas, nachos, and any dish that uses beef, black beans, canned vegetables, wheat flour, or yellow cheese. These ingredients are not popular south of the Rio Grande or the Mexican border, and this means that Tex-Mex food is available in numerous places. And as the name states, it is a Texan thing, not a Southern thing. So Texas has Tex-Mex, while the rest of the South has their traditional hearty food that the region is known for. Though in modern times, one can find both types of food in many parts of the country.
And speaking of food, when I'm out here on the road exploring all of America's cities and states, things can get quite expensive. Between food, gas, hotels, and entertainment, the cost start to add up and you start looking for things to cut back on. Well, that's why I'm excited to share that I'm partnering with Mint Mobile for today's video, a premium wireless service for only $15 per month. I can get high-speed data and unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. I can even bring my own phone, along with my current phone number and existing contacts. So I'm sacrificing nothing. So I know what you're asking. How hard is it to switch? Well, the big boys want you to think it's hard, but thanks to eSIM technology, you can activate right on the spot from your own home. Or if your phone doesn't have an eSIM, then Mint will ship you a physical SIM card free of charge. So if you want to save a little money without the sacrifice, go to my link at trymintmobile.com/mileagemike, which is also linked in the description, to get premium wireless for just $15 per month when you purchase a 3-month plan. And now back to the list.
Next, let's talk about the roads in Texas. First, roads, like everything else in Texas, are simply bigger. Bigger stacks, higher flyovers, the world's widest freeway, and some of the widest surface boulevards you'll find in America. While around the rest of the South, seeing a large stack interchange might be a big deal, in Texas, it's just the norm. Spaghetti Junction in Atlanta, Texas has like 10 of those. I-95 in Miami would be just another road in Texas. Florida is also quite proud of its I-4 Ultimate project in Orlando. Well, in Texas, such tolled expressways are nothing new. Another thing on the roadways in Texas is the speed limits. In other southern states, you'll see speed limits that typically top out at 70 miles per hour. In Texas, you will not only find 75 miles per hour on major interstates, but some rural two-lane roads as well. It gets even crazier with speeds up to 80 miles per hour in some places, and even 85 miles per hour on the fastest roadway in the country just outside of Austin. Northern neighbor Oklahoma does have a few 80 miles per hour roadways, but then some would debate its status as a southern state as well. Then aside from that, Texas is also the king of concrete roadways. Concrete roadways are not unique to Texas, as you can occasionally find concrete used on freeways in other southern states. But in Texas, even the surface streets in the cities are paved with concrete. One of the first things I noticed in the Dallas-Fort Worth area was how much concrete was used
redesign the roads or something like that. I'm not, don't quote me on this, but that is what I always saw on a post somewhere on our local news uh pages, and said that they were looking into, I guess, redesign the road or some bullshit, or I don't know exactly, that they're gonna redesign or something like that. And I was just like, in my head thinking like, dude, you're not even close to finishing the damn roads. Now you're thinking of redesigning the roads and whatnot. Like, when is it gonna end, dude? Like, what the heck?
Used all over the area on regular arterial roads. Definitely a Texas thing. And they are always under construction.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to
See,
invest in a concrete company. Now on to the cities. Typically,
I don't know whether or not if like concrete is actually like, working, or if it's like maybe something that we should abandon or something. But I think it's probably just like, roads in general in America or whatever. You know that meme where that was floating around once, that if it has like a picture of one of the old Roman highways, used back in ancient times and whatnot, and has like, the little text, how is it that the Roman Empire built better roads than those compared to American roads or modern day roads?
when one thinks
Which
of
is
major
true.
southern cities or metropolitan areas, the Texas cities don't immediately
Austin,
come to mind.
Dallas.
Many
Houston.
regard Atlanta as the unofficial capital of the South, with its cultural dominance and centralized location in the region. Atlanta is
Sure.
a fast-growing metro that is estimated to have 6.31 million people in 2023, making it larger than any other
That's
southern
child
metro.
stuff.
Until you bring Texas into the picture.
Oh yeah.
Texas has not one, but two metros that dwarf the capital of the South in population and
And on top of that, it's growing a lot.
overall development. The Dallas-Fort Worth metro area is
population
the
has
fourth
been
largest in the
increasing a
country,
lot, guys.
with 8.10 million people in 2023. And the Houston metro area is right behind it with 7.51 million residents.
Mm-hmm.
They both are also growing faster than Atlanta, so the gap is only getting wider, with some predicting that they may knock Chicago from its long-held third-place position.
And I also said earlier that San Antonio was also growing pretty fast too, guys. And I don't know how long, but I can probably say within a couple of years or so, it'll probably be better and bigger than Austin, if that's even possible. And if that's even possible and they succeed, oof. There was I think a meme where, that was like separating Texas and saying like, oh, this part is like basically like northern whatever, but like Austin area was basically had like the label of New California,
the coming decades. But it doesn't stop with the
or New
upper
Los
tier
Angeles
cities.
or whatever.
The third and fourth largest metros of San Antonio and Austin compete with second-tier southern metros such as Tampa, Charlotte, Orlando, Nashville, and Raleigh-Durham. So while the South has a decent amount of metros to go around, Texas can hold its own, all contained within one state.
Yeah,
it's safe to say that Atlanta's influence over the South ends at the Texas state line. Capital of the South, except Texas. Now, the next thing that's different about Texas is the history.
Oh yeah,
while most other southern states went from colonies of foreign countries or U.S. territories prior to becoming a state, Texas actually had a period of being its own country. After the Mexican War of Independence against Spain, Texas was included in the newly independent United Mexican States
pretty amazing,
of America.
Though.
In an effort to populate the area, the Mexican government encouraged immigration from other countries, as well as migration from other parts of Mexico. So many Americans came to the territory to the point that in 1830, the Mexican government banned immigration from the United States.
Yeah.
Though significant illegal immigration from the United States continued to occur.
How about that?
By 1836, Texas delegates had decided to break away from Mexico and declared independence of a new Republic of Texas. The U.S. recognized the Republic of Texas in 1837, though clashes with Mexico continued through the 1840s. On the other end, Mexico refused to acknowledge its independence, nor did it entertain U.S. offers to buy Texas. It had its own constitution, its own presidents, and even had formal relations with some foreign countries.
Had our own currency.
However, in 1845, the U.S. annexed Texas and admitted it to the Union, thus ending the 9-year-old Republic of Texas and angering Mexico, giving way to the
not long, but,
Mexican War, and the rest
a significant
is history.
period.
No other southern state came into the Union after being its own country. Next on the list is the split loyalties as far as what region Texas does belong to. Depending on where you are in Texas, it could be considered as part of the West, the South, the Great Plains, Northern Mexico, Western Oklahoma, and New California. The southern part of Texas roughly follows Interstate 45 between Houston and Dallas, with Houston no doubt being
my freaking Fallout fans. Austin could probably be your birth, the real a real birthplace if there should ever be a apocalypse. Maybe Austin will be the birthplace of New California Republic,
being considered
of NCR.
While things get a little interesting up in the DFW. East of Dallas, most will say is southern area, while Dallas and points north can be claimed as the Great Plains. The area around the Oklahoma state line is already referred to as Texoma, and Dallas has already set its sights on this region as future territory for unlimited DFW sprawl. While still in the DFW on the western side, the city of Fort Worth is where many say the West begins.
It's insane.
West Texas then stretches all the way down the I-20 corridor through the oil fields of Odessa and Midland and on to El Paso. Now it can be debated whether Fort Worth or El Paso is the center of West Texas, but I'd go with Fort Worth. Over the Panhandle, you'll find West Oklahoma, Fort Worth, which is centered around Amarillo. I've driven through this area on both I-40 and US 87, and it definitely looks more like Oklahoma than the rest of Texas.
Yeah, it kind of does.
This area here, to include Corpus Christi, San Antonio, and the Rio Grande Valley, is north.
So where I live is pretty much somewhere around down here in this area, if you guys can see. I know it's kind of hard with a cursor, but somewhere around down there, all right? Corpus Christi from here to over there is about like an hour or an hour and a half drive. An hour and a half or 2 hour drive, depending on traffic or whatever. Because traffic does get crazy once you try and like head towards Corpus Christi. Like say maybe 20, 30 some miles out from Corpus Christi is where traffic gets kind of crazy. Unless like they have already finished fixing the roads. Last time I passed by through there, which was about 2 years ago, then that's something different entirely.
Northern Mexico. Out here, the population is significantly more Hispanic than other parts of the state, and San Antonio is no doubt the most dominant city here. And finally, there is the capital region around Austin. It is said that the capital city of Austin is the least Texas city in Texas.
Yeah, unfortunately,
it's also the most popular area of the state for relocated folks from California. In Austin, you will find an incredibly fast-growing skyline, the flagship University of Texas at Austin, more walkability than other Texas cities, but also...
Sorry. I don't know what's going on with the freaking computer. But yeah, like you said, where it said it was in that article since 2021, I want to say since 2019, actually, that California started making an exodus over here. So, and I already told you how I feel about that. I don't like it, but you know what? It's fine. However, if you all Californians are going to come over here, you better mind your own goddamn business and stop making it into a blue state. Because we will freaking kick you out. We will kick you out faster than you got here. That's all I'm going to say. Keep that shit to yourself, because Texas is a red state and it will forever be a red state. So fuck off. Or if you don't like it, go somewhere else. Go to New York. I don't give a fuck.
So the worst traffic of all the Texas cities.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
While in the rest of the South, for the most part, the states can more easily be fit into a single region. Though many will have something to say about South Florida and the DMV's status as southern metros.
Yeah,
and the last thing I want to talk about is Texas state pride. Now, this is not to say that people in other states don't show pride in them, but
we have more pride for our country and our state more than any other state out in the U.S. and probably more than the U.S. knows for its own, for even its own goddamn own good for its own goddamn good.
Texas is on a different level. The Lone Star has long been a symbol of Texas pride
Lone
since
Star.
before it was even a state. And you can find it used absolutely everywhere
of Texas.
when traveling around. It's on billboards. It is on cars. It is used for freeway art.
Yep.
I've even seen people with it on their homes.
Yeah, it's all around fences. It's even all on the walls of their houses and whatnot. They'll either probably paint it or like even structure like the bricks to kind of be like that or whatever, you know. They'll go crazy for having the star all over the house and whatnot, just to keep that, you know, have that Texas pride and stuff. And they'll even go as to far as having the Texas flag and American flag flag posts out in the front over here. I definitely seen some houses around in the neighborhood where I live where this kind of setup, like this house right here with the stars, is not uncommon or whatever. You know, it's not foreign.
And of course, America's team over there
Cowboys.
in Dallas uses it for their logo. Though the last time that team won anything,
Yeah, America's
YouTube
team.
nor Google even existed.
And hated team.
You'll also see
Ancient
the
history.
Texas state flag everywhere. It's just a standard practice at this point.
Yep.
You'll see the star or the flag.
Standard practice, and also kind of let me see. Well, he's on, you know, on the money about it and whatnot. So I guess there's really nothing else to say about it. Okay. But just to, like, you know, hit that nail in the coffin and whatnot, just to reiterate how much pride that we have for our state, is that you'll go to one of the gas stations, right? The gas stations, if you're traveling within the state, and they'll definitely have, like, you know, some kind of Texas memorabilia, or with the Texas "Don't mess with Texas" phrase or quote, logo, whatever the hell you want to, whatever it's called, you know. So yeah, it's everywhere, man. Okay, video play, continue.
Like in all Texas cities, both large and small. And the other thing you'll see is the state of Texas silhouette. When I stopped at the rest area entering the state on I-20, they had a Texas state-shaped monument outside. You'll see the state plastered all over several things and places just as much, if not
water
more,
towers,
than the
or
Lone
even
Star
in
itself.
bars, and
Even those not from
ashtrays.
Texas recognize the shape of Texas when they see it. The Texas state shape might be more popular and recognizable than that of any other U.S. state. And then there is the "Don't Mess with Texas" slogan.
Yep.
Originally coined by the
Like I
Texas
said.
DOT as a campaign to reduce litter, it later became a part of Texas identity and a source of Texas pride. You can find this slogan all over the state.
And it's also unfortunate to say that even though that's a thing, it still happens. It still happens in what I like to call our back roads, in canals. People will go late at night, or they'll probably won't even bother to freaking try hiding it or whatever. They'll probably even go during the day and, like, dump, like, old tires, or, you know, just junk, just throw it within the canal. And it pisses me off, though, because I wish there was a bit some more enforcement on that, because even when I was, like, say 9 or 10 and driving around, because I used to live in the countryside, and there'll be definitely people, like, you know, dumping their waste, whether it being old tires, garbage, etc., etc. I mean, it's just, it freaking pisses me off. It's disgusting. It just, you know, kind of makes me think that if this is how these people live and whatnot, they just dump their bullshit in their backyards and whatnot, and then they extend that to other people's property or throughout the countryside and stuff on this great land, on this hallowed ground that is Texas. It pisses me off. I hate it. Dumping and littering
On shirts.
Oh crap! Even to reiterate that during spring break, y'all motherfuckers from other states, when you all freaking come over here to El Padre or whatever, y'all do a good number after your whole, you know, spring break week. You freaking party and then you freaking dump your shit all over our beaches, man. And like I honestly wish that Texas would set up like a checkpoint, say around somewhere around the Sao Padre area, or probably within already established checkpoints, to be asking people like, "Hey, what state you're from? Show me your ID." And if it says like, and if you're not a resident of Texas, get the fuck out of here. Turn around, get the fuck out of here. Because it's getting ridiculous. Because I see so many Facebook posts after spring break that it's just littered, and you know, volunteers have to like, you know, of course, go and you know, pick up everyone's freaking bullshit and whatnot. But like, you know, like if you all want to have freaking spring break, freaking cool, but y'all motherfuckers need to learn how to fucking pick up after yourself. And it pisses me off that everyone just like, you know, dumps their freaking bullshit everywhere on our beaches. Like, I know they're not as pretty as Florida beaches or Hawaiian beaches or whatever, but like, as far as I'm concerned, our beaches is all we got, and I like to keep them that way. I don't need them to get any more fucked up that they already are due to pollution and other fucking factors and whatnot, like drilling and offshore drilling and whatever. We don't need any more of it. Okay.
Cups and various other souvenirs. And in public schools, the children in
you can get
Texas
souvenirs.
pledge their allegiance not only to the United States flag, but also their allegiance to the Texas state flag. Mm-hmm. Other southern states just...
Yeah, and it goes, honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one and indivisible. We also got our...
Just don't have the same level of state pride.
I don't think he mentioned it, but also our flower is the Texas bluebonnet. One of the most beautiful flowers out there, and the fact that it's also my favorite color just even hits it on the nail. And it in springtime it's really beautiful when the bluebonnets come out, dude. Oh my god, it's like freaking... I honestly think that God touched our state in a different way. That it's it kind of gets me teared up if I, you know, stop and think about it. You know, everyone can say like, you know, they love their own state and so far and so on. And it's valid. Okay. It's valid for sure. But honestly, Texas is the greatest place on earth. The greatest freaking place on earth. No one can attest to and what we have over here, especially as a growing state. We're starting to become one of the most powerful states, actually, and whatnot. We're starting to become very energy independent, and I hope, at least within my lifetime, that we'll get to that hill and become an energy independent state and whatnot. But I think, you know, good old Daddy Trump is gonna help us get there. Damn right, goddamn right. I vote for him. He's definitely gonna help Texas on the way and whatnot, and especially that we have also Elon Musk establishing his SpaceX down here too. Freaking love that. I freaking love that. Land over here is actually dirt ass cheap compared to those in California, because I kind of know what's going on over there in California when it comes to, you know, real estate and whatever. If you don't have, you know, what I like to call bullshit money, then there's you know almost no reason to be living in California. But you know, whatever. I don't really give a fuck about California. I don't give a shit about it. I will never step foot in there other than maybe the northern part or the good parts of California and whatnot. But there's no way in hell that I would step into freaking blue land of the heathen, which is Los Angeles. Fuck that place. Fuck that place. Fuck that place. Fuck that place. And any other city that's like California, even San Diego, fuck San Diego. San Diego can go to hell. Y'all got problems over there, freaking letting homeless freaking walk around with needles and, you know, taking dumps on the sidewalks. That shit ain't cool.
That you will find in Texas.
And there we have it, folks. The
And there you
differences
have it.
between Texas and the rest of the South. What region do you think Texas is in? Is the U.S. Census Bureau correct to include it in the South? Or should it be included in the West instead? Or do we need a new official region called the Southwest? Or do you
No, it just needs to be called Texas. Freaking Federal Bureau needs to fuck off and just be like, no, Texas is Texas, okay? Because compared to other states, we actually have a power that's unlike that any other state that doesn't have, is that our state can split into 4 different states and whatnot. I forgot exactly what it's called, but it's a power that we have that we can honestly split ourselves into 4 different states. So how about that? 4 different states within a state and whatnot. So that's, you know, how big freaking Texas is. Kind of give you like a bit of you know, of what's at stake here for the state itself and whatnot. Pretty much, I think if we were to ever do that, is that it'll probably be like, you know, like this, that, right? Just 4 pieces just running straight down and whatnot. Not like the typical like 4 corners type of thing, because 4 corners already exists. It's right over here: Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico. Right there. That's where 4 corners is at, right in the middle. And right here, yeah, that sort of thing I don't think would probably happen over here. It might sound nice, but I don't think so. But the reason why I think it's going to go, you know, in 4 splits, like say down right over here, 1 over here, 1 over there, and then another right there, is because everyone's going to get a piece of the beachfront over here, whatnot, basically. That's what I think and whatnot. Well, at least that's what my Texas government teacher said. In theory. But that's what I think what a kind of the consensus would be if Texas were to do that and whatnot. Okay, let's finish up the video. Let's get on with our lives.
Is Texas. Also, do you know?
Yeah, exactly. Texas should be just Texas.
Is different from the rest
Texas
of the
should
South?
never be Southern.
Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Thank you for that wonderful breakdown, dude. That was freaking awesome. Good ass video. Make sure you guys go check his video out. I'm gonna leave it in the description. Okay, let me just do that before I forget and whatnot. So I'll make sure I have it copied and I'll freaking paste it in the description. I'll put it down there. So make sure you guys go check him out. Please show him some love. Freaking Mileage Mike, thank you very much for that freaking wonderful ass freaking video. It's freaking awesome. Good shit. If you guys want to see any more, I guess, breakdowns that have to do with Texas, go ahead and let me know in the comments, and we'll definitely like to give you more insight of Texas and whatnot. Because after all, this freaking state is awesome. Texas is awesome. Excuse me. And yeah, I fucking love the state. I don't think I could ever live in a different state. Maybe in a different city, but maybe not in a different state. I would not want to be away from the food, would be one of the big factors. I would not want to live somewhere in the north where there's hardly any good ass Mexican restaurants, because my friend that lives in Pennsylvania told me such things. And when they went to a Texas Roadhouse, yeah, that shit freaking stuck. It just sucked. It sucked. Not the same. It's just not. But unless you manage to freaking find like a good ass one, then you know, yeah, there's that. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video with me. Thanks for joining in and checking it out. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. And also, quick announcement that we finally made it to 200 subs. Freaking yeah! I wish I had a clapper or a freaking party sound or whatever the fuck. But anyways, yeah, guys, freaking thanks for helping me get to 200 subscribers, and let's keep it on, keep it going, keep it growing. I hope I can, you know, make it a little bit bigger than that and whatnot, because I like doing this on the side as a hobby. It's pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty fun. But where we will go from there, I don't know. But I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic on where the future taking me, and wherever the future is going to take me, I'm glad you guys are on for the ride, and I hope to continue to take you there with me. So yeah, thanks guys. I freaking fucking love it. Thank you for being a part of the community here. But I need you guys also to be engaging. I'm also trying to be as engaging as I possibly can and whatnot. I know my freaking, demeanor is a little bit, a little bit out there and whatnot, but I'm trying to work on it, because I'm a bit of an introvert. Well, mostly an introvert. I can be extroverted at times and whatnot, but mostly when it comes to meeting people in public and whatnot, like I can put up that front basically. Okay. Anyway, guys, yeah, I'm gonna freaking leave that there. I'll catch you guys in the next. So yeah, I'll catch you. I'll catch you in the next video, guys. All right. Like I said, don't forget to do all that good stuff, like and subscribe. Have a good night, guys. Enjoy.